the pitfalls of your brain after the breakup. This is probably why you're struggling right now to get back with your ex, why you're struggling right now to move on after this breakup. It's because there's something inside your brain. There's actually limitation in our brain. We believe that sometimes we are smarter than other animals, therefore our brain is our best friend. I will explain you in this video why in this specific situation it could be your worst enemy.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
Before I start, I want to remind you that I put together a quiz for you to know if you have any chance to get back with your ex. The link is in the description. It gives you a score telling you if you have a chance or not to get back with your ex. It's totally free and it takes literally 2 minutes to complete. You can also give me a call if you have any questions about this topic or about your situation. I'll be more than happy to help, or just ping me on WhatsApp. The details are also in the description. And you can join one of our support groups if you want to be with like-minded people and want to ask questions to the community. And if you like the video and if you want to contribute, you can like the video, you can subscribe to the channel and be notified anytime I post a new video, and comment if you have any question. I try to answer all the comments, especially if the question is relevant and is a good question. So, should we rely on our brain? That's the first thing. Sometimes, as I said, we believe that our brain is our best friend. The problem is that a breakup is a very stressful situation. And I'm not talking about stress that is necessarily something very imminent. It's something that could stay stressful for a long period of time. So when this happens, our brain is not the same. The chemistry within our brain is different. We are flooded by neurochemical. I don't want to bore you with too much detail on that. But it's basically you're kind of high right now. You're not thinking through. You have a distorted reality. And so the first pitfall is that emotional outburst. And you've probably been in those cases of I need to give them a massive gift, or the big gesture, or the hatred messages, or the sad post on social media. You feel like it needs to go out, or maybe you just want to take your baseball bat and smash their car. So it's really the outcome of this emotional outburst, something that you really can't control. That is very much, and there's a variety of emotions going through your head right now, and that could be the outcome. The problem is that when you lead your life with that type of emotion, you do kind of those mistakes, such as smashing the windshield of your boyfriend in that case. So how to deal with this? Because in this video, and as most of my videos or all my videos, I want to be very practical and I want to help you with practical tips. First of all, it's normal. The fact that you feel those emotions is actually healthy. It means that you're a human being. So don't blame yourself. Some people are more emotional than others, but I would argue that if you don't feel emotion, you have a worse problem than that. So what's going to happen is that you react in the moment, sort of a reflex. Exactly like you would touch something very hot and you would do it like this. When you have those emotions going through your head, when you have those impulses, the best thing you have to do is to pause. Force yourself to pause, maybe for 30 seconds. Whenever you have these thoughts, I was like, I need to text him. I need to tell him how much he hurt me or she hurt me. And before then sending that text, for example, just pause 30 seconds. Just force yourself to pause. Let the urge go by. And then if it feels that it's a sound decision, you can do it. But usually when you do that, when you pause for 30 seconds, a minute, this is really powerful. Another technique is the grandma technique. Think of it as whenever you're about to do something, whenever you have this bat, this baseball bat, and thinking about smashing his car, think of, what if my grandmother knows about it? Would she be proud of me? Or would she be upset? Would she say it's a good decision or it's a bad decision? So think about that. And these two tools are really a way for you to reflect and to take a step back. Pausing, looking at the value, looking at the impact. Because sometimes, most of the time, that's how we are hardwired. When we're under stress, it's really about immediate response. It's really automatic. And when we do mistake. When we do, it's when we do things that we regret. And that's the problem, and I often say that in my videos. The problem of getting back with your ex, or usually what the mistakes people make are the worst after the breakup than during the relationship. So it's very important for you not to fuck it up right now. And a lot of people, because they can't really manage those emotional outbursts, they make mistakes. And sometimes those mistakes are dreadful, and those mistakes are preventing you from getting back with your ex. It's very important for you to tame those emotions. There's another pitfall, is the over-analyzing things. It's something that I see, it's very common amongst my clients. I think that because they are, I don't know why, but I have a lot of clients who are quite high potential. I'm not, but I don't know, but they like my videos. And it's the kind of thinking process, should have, could have, what if. Should have had said that. Maybe if I've done this. Maybe if I've said that. And you are replaying the game, you're replaying the story in your head, in and out every day. You're also thinking like, I'm responsible, that's all my fault, I was so blinded, I'm so stupid. And then you have this self-criticism kicking in. The thing is, we are all hardwired to be problem solver. That's how we found food in the jungle, or we found how to make fire, this kind of stuff. But the problem is that in your situation, it doesn't help you. Again, same as those automatic reflexes that would save you from getting burned or getting hunted by a tiger. In this case, the over-analyzing things, which is actually very helpful. For example, in your job, I'm pretty sure that maybe in your job, when you do something wrong, you would overanalyze, you would look at the data, you would look like things, and you would but there's no emotions attached to that. That's the problem. With a relationship, when we dwell on the past, this will increase your sorrow. So I'm not saying you should deny what happened. I'm not saying you should never think about what happened, but you have to stop at some point. Because by doing that, you will create something very, very nasty, something very toxic for your mind. And this is why I see a lot of people really way more anxious and way more depressed 6 months after the breakup than just after. Because they've been recessing day in and day out those stories in the head. So how to stop? Again, let's be practical. There's a phase of acceptance. There is something that you have to go through. There's something you have to understand. What is done is done. What's in the past is in the past. Quote from Frozen. But what's in the past is in the past, and you can't change it. So dwelling on the past will never change the outcome. Will never change your, the situation as of now. Okay. The thing is, one way to do it is really practice mindfulness. Be in the here and now. Focus on the future. Whenever you think, or you see yourself thinking about the past, recessing the past, trying new scenarios, really pause for a moment and try to look at those thoughts. Try to deconstruct those thoughts and think, okay, now I stop. I'm going to think of something else. So one way to address this, and it's most of the tips that you can see online, like be active, socialize, learn new skills. It's really about how, by having a project, for example, or by having a new habit, you keep yourself busy, which is good. I'm not criticizing that. It's good to keep yourself busy. You're mindful, so basically, I don't know, if you learn a new skill, this is when our attention is focused on something new. When you learn something, you're definitely more mindful. You're not in this automatic process. When you learn to drive, it requires a lot of attention. You're way more mindful about what you're doing. When you're an expert in driving, then everything is in automatic mode, the other part of the brain. And so it's very important, it's very interesting for you at this stage, if you want to stop sounding like a broken record, to do something new, to learn something new, to be social. The social group, the social support is very important. Be outgoing, be surrounding yourself with positive people. So that's the sort of basic tips that you'll see online, which are efficient, I'm not criticizing. Now, the other tips, that advanced tips, if you work with professionals, is to really reflect on the root cause of those beliefs. There's a belief system in your head going on, thinking, if only I've done this, things would have been different. If only this, things would have been different. And what it means, it's the outcome of something else. Maybe the outcome that you have this deep desire of control. And therefore, now that you're lost, you are really trying to control the narrative, trying to control the situation. Maybe, and there are many reasons, there are way more than these ones that I listed. Maybe it's the meaning of that relationship here in your life. Maybe you're divorced and you had that new partner thinking like, okay, I was really unhappy in my marriage. Now I meet someone, I finally find true love, and it's over. And that is why you're thinking like, what have I done wrong? Because I thought I had true love. Maybe that's a sense of betrayal. He was telling me, I love you. On Friday, Saturday, he breaks up with me. What happened? Was he lying to me? And you replay those scenarios. Maybe you're going to worry about the future. Maybe you think like, this was something special. I've never felt like this with anyone else. So will I ever meet someone like this in the future? And you get that worry. And you express those worries, you express those thought beliefs by over-analyzing the situation. And my strong belief is that these thoughts, which are natural by the way, and we all have those beliefs, maybe sometimes it's the belief that we constructed after a few relationships, after a few disappointments, after a few breakups. But you have to address these. You have to understand these because they will prevent you from being happy. They will prevent you from having sustainable, healthy relationship. That's why it's very important for you. If you feel like you're sounding like a broken record, if you feel like you can't move on because you always have those thoughts, it's really important for you to seek professional help, whether it's with a therapist, a counselor like myself, a coach, whatever. Could be a friend, but in those cases, I would argue that a professional person is better, because this is when something really transformative will happen. Going out, seeing people, learning new skill is really an adjustment. It's not faking it. You're going in the right direction. It's changing your environment is very important. But at the end of the day, what is also very important is what's going on in your head, because this trauma, in a way, could also be sort of come out in a new relationship that you have with someone, and you don't realize it because you never sort of addressed it. And I'm not thinking, saying like you should have like 6 months therapy or something like that, but it's very important for you. It's very actually, and I'm saying that with my clients, it's really valuable. It's a total game changer when you have those moments of reflection with someone who sort of helps you understand the mechanics of your thinking process. And this is what really helps people to move on. This is what also really helps people to close that chapter and get back with their ex. Because it's not by over-analyzing, it's not by being super emotional that you're going to get back with your ex. That's the point of this video as well. You're smarter than that. It's just that what you're going through is not something you can necessarily control in your brain. So get some help. Get some help to get this out. So what to do now? Social support is key. It's essential when you're anxious, when you're depressed. It's really studies about that. Plenty of studies about that. Social support is important. I'm not saying like you should go clubbing and get drunk every night, but it's really about how you can build connection, whether with friends or new people. Also, it's great to have a new connection. If you feel like dating, go for a date. Doesn't matter. And if you go on dating and it doesn't really click, it's fine. You've tried. Don't blame yourself. What is very important is to surround yourself with positive people. I have friends. I try not to have negative friends, but I know that I have friends that I wouldn't go to if I'm sad or depressed. But I know some friends that will be, very positive, will make me laugh. So try to find, in this time in your life, some people who are very positive, or someone like me who can cheer you up, who can help you see the right thing. It's important to vent. It's actually an essential need. Again, studies about that. That's why therapy is so helpful in those occasions, because it really needs to go out. Those emotions, those thinking process, if you keep them for yourself, this will create something very, very toxic for you. If you keep for yourself, you're going to create that vicious circle that I see, again, as I said, from some of my clients who meet with me a bit too late in the process. They've spent months over-analyzing it, being super emotional, and they can't get out of this. They can't get out of this trap because they are stuck with themselves. And their friends are a bit fed up of listening to their stories because they're like, well, we can't help you. There's plenty of fish in the sea. Why are you trying so hard? So it's very important for you to, seek for help. It's okay. Ask me any question. If you have any question about this, or if you feel like, yes, I'm stuck as well, but maybe there's other things I could be trying to do, give me a call. I'll be more than happy to help you in your situation. I love doing that, so don't hesitate. Take care. Bye.
igetmyexback.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.